What if 1 teaspoon a day of spirulina could quietly replace half your multivitamin and give you steadier energy than coffee? Stay with me, I'll explain exactly what spirulina is, why it's more than a trendy powder, and show the science-backed benefits and how to use it. Stick around, at the end I'll reveal the best spirulina I've found, the exact one I use every day. Disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. What is spirulina? Spirulina is blue-green microalga, technically a cyanobacterium, that's dried into a vivid blue-green powder. It grows naturally in alkaline lakes and today is usually farmed in controlled freshwater ponds. The variety you'll most often see is Arthrospira platensis. People have eaten spirulina for centuries. For example, dried algae cakes used by the Aztecs, and traditional harvests around Lake Chad. Modern producers harvest, wash, and dry the algae, often with low heat spray techniques to preserve nutrients, and sell it as powders or tablets. The standout thing about spirulina is that it's an incredibly dense source of nutrition in a tiny package. Now that you know what it is, let's look under the hood. What's actually inside spirulina and what the research says. Benefits: nutrition plus science. Nutrition: complete protein. Spirulina is extremely protein dense by weight and is a complete protein. It contains all 9 essential amino acids. That's unusual for a plant source, and one reason athletes and vegans find it so useful. Unique pigments. It's rich in phycocyanin, the blue-green pigment that gives spirulina its colour. Phycocyanin is a powerful antioxidant and shows anti-inflammatory effects in lab and early human studies. Micronutrients. Spirulina supplies iron, magnesium, zinc, B vitamins, and various trace minerals. Amounts vary by source, but overall it's nutrient dense per gram. Fatty acids. Small amounts of fatty acids, including GLA, are present too. What the science actually shows. Energy and fatigue. Multiple small trials and many user reports show steadier energy, less fatigue, and improved subjective endurance. The mechanisms are probably a mix of concentrated nutrients, iron, B vitamins, antioxidant protection, and better cellular energy. If you get coffee crashes or midday slumps, some people find spirulina smooths them out. Exercise recovery and performance. Studies in athletes show modest benefits, less perceived fatigue, small gains in endurance, and reduced markers of muscle damage in some trials. It's not a performance steroid, but it can be a useful natural adjunct. Inflammation and immune modulation. Phycocyanin and other compounds demonstrate anti-inflammatory and immune-modulating effects in lab work and early human studies, which can help recovery and well-being for some people. Lipid profile and blood pressure. Several trials report modest improvements in cholesterol and blood pressure with sustained use. Small to moderate effects, but meaningful over time. Antioxidant defense. Spirulina's compounds reduce oxidative stress in cells, a valuable background benefit for health and recovery. B12. Spirulina contains B12 analogues and sometimes small amounts of usable B12. The gut can convert and process nutrients, so spirulina isn't automatically useless for B12. On its own, if you're vegan, it may not fully cover your needs. Detox/heavy metals. Chlorella gets more attention for metal binding. That's why, when used among other ingredients, can be great for heavy metal detoxing. But spirulina on its own does support detox pathways too, through chlorophyll, antioxidants, and nutrients that help the body manage toxin load. It's not a quick fix. Removal is gradual, but consistent small doses over time have a real impact though. Practical dosing and what I recommend. Start small with 1/2 to 1 teaspoon daily. That's 1 to 3 gram. I personally take 1 teaspoon each morning. Functional range. Many people use 3 to 6 grams a day for wellness. Some studies use higher doses for specific outcomes. Tip: always take with food to reduce the chance of nausea. I personally have never had any negative effects, and I've used it every day for 2 years now. Safety, main risk. Contamination. Poor sources can contain microcystins or heavy metals. Buy tested products. Spirulina may stimulate the immune system. If you have autoimmune disease, discuss with your doctor. Pregnant, nursing, or on medication, check with your doctor first. So that's the science in plain language. Next up, I'll show you how people actually use spirulina in real life. Ways people use spirulina. Here are the simplest, most repeatable ways to add spirulina to your day. Green pint, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon spirulina in spring water with whatever other powders and ingredients you want, like maybe a squeeze of lemon, then froth. It's quick and wakes you up. Smoothie, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon, blended with your choice of fruit. Fruit masks the algae flavour. Energy balls/bars, around 1 teaspoon per serving. Just blend dates, nuts, etc. Press and chill. Great pre-workout. Capsules. For travel or just taste avoidance, you can take spirulina powder in capsules if you're happy with the ingredients. Cooking. Small amounts in raw recipes or low heat baking are fine. Avoid boiling at high temperatures for long periods. So an example would be stirring it into pasta after cooking. Tip: start at half the suggested dose and work up. Use things like fruits, citrus, or cacao to mask the flavour if it's a problem for you. Those are practical uses. Here's exactly how I use it every day. My morning routine. Every morning I get a pint glass. I then add a teaspoon each of creatine, cacao, moringa, chlorella, and of course spirulina. I then mix all the powders together. Then I fill the pint glass with spring water. It's my version of Brian Johnson's Green Giant. I finish by mixing it all together with my milk frother, creating a smooth, nutrient-packed morning drink that kickstarts my day. The best spirulina for me. When I chose spirulina, I was looking for 3 things: clear sourcing, third-party testing, and gentle processing. And obviously organic, but I don't really need to mention that because that's just an obvious thing for everything. The brand I use is Sevenhills Wholefoods Organic Spirulina Powder, 200 gram. It's Athrospira platensis, grown in freshwater cultivation ponds in a pristine area of the South China Sea, far from industrial activity, and produced under strict purity controls. The algae are harvested with mesh screens and spray dried, a method that preserves nutrients without overheating. What seals it for me is transparency. The product is Soil Association Organic Certified UK, GMO-free, non-irradiated, registered with the UK Vegan Society, and the brand publishes testing for heavy metals and mycotoxins. The downloadable COA and clean taste are exactly the signals I want. So practically I prefer Sevenhills because it combines organic certification, documented processing, and toxin testing, the things I personally won't compromise on. If you try it, start with a small pack to test tolerance. This is the smallest pack and the one I buy every time. 200 gram. And then obviously only subscribe once you know the product agrees with you. For most people, you'll be fine. If you want the exact spirulina I use, then the link is top of the description. Spirulina is a small package with a lot of nutrition, complete protein, unique antioxidants, and a handful of modest, science-backed benefits for energy, recovery, and inflammation. Try one small change. Add 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of spirulina to a smoothie or green pint for 1 week and notice how you feel. If energy, cravings, sleep, or digestion change, drop a comment. I'll read and respond. Final reminder, safety first. If you're pregnant, nursing, on medication, or have an autoimmune condition, check with your doctor before starting. Again, if you want the best spirulina I've found, then the link is top of the description. If you learned something new, please like and subscribe to keep learning. If you know anyone that's interested in this kind of content, please share this to them as it really helps me out. If you're trying to improve your health, you will like one of the videos in one of the playlists on screen now. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. And remember, stay positive, even when it seems everything is against you.